Hello, and welcome to another edition of Delta Media Group's Tech Tuesday. I still have a little bit of a cold, but it's mostly gone now, in case everyone was concerned. I know that you were. So today, we are going to go over the email campaign system in DeltaNet version 5. It's very similar to the one that you're used to from DeltaNet 4, so everything will look pretty familiar to you, but we're going to go through it anyway, and you'll see how everything comes out, how everything looks. So, let's go on into the DeltaNet. And here we are on the welcome page that you run into when you first log in. Now to get into the email campaign system, we're going to go to the left bar here and down to Customers and Email Campaigns. And here we are. So on our email campaigns page, as we scroll down, you'll see all the different options available. But what we'll do first is go over some of the pre-built campaigns that are already in the system for you. So we have a holidays campaign. If you are on the upgrade package, the My Customer for Life campaign is available to you, and the relationship campaign. So those are all campaigns that we have pre-built ahead of time, and all you have to do is add customers to them and then just let them work for you. So if you were to want to use one of these campaigns, we'll say the My Customer for Life, for example, we can take a look here, and all you'll have to do is by default, the campaign will be enabled. So you'll just have to add customers to it. So we'll go ahead and click on Customers and Groups, or we'll close this. You could click on Add Customer over here also, and it opens the same window. You can now choose if you want to add a specific group or multiple groups to this campaign. So as you go down the list here, if you have all of your groups made already in your customer center, you can just select from them, and that'll add all the customers in that group to this campaign. Or you can go down here and you can add your customers individually. All you have to do is anybody you put a checkbox on is going to be in the campaign. Any group you put a checkbox on is going to be in the campaign, and anyone without a checkbox is not. Now, if you're looking for someone specific, you can also filter these down and get just one result back. Or multiple results. Every result that matches whatever you type in. How about that? So that allows you to just run through your list really quickly and pick everyone that you think should be in the campaign. So we'll go ahead and uncheck these. Now your other option, if you don't have specific groups or specific customers that you want to add to the campaign, you can click this radio button up here, Add all new and existing contacts to the campaign. Now what that'll do is not only will it add your existing contacts, but anytime anyone else is assigned to you in the system, it'll automatically put them in this campaign so that you won't have to go back in and select them and put them back in again. So in this case, we'll stick with adding everybody, and we'll hit save. And there you are. You can see all customers and groups have been added to this campaign. So now, if for whatever reason you wanted to disable this campaign, so let's say you wrote some emails in here but they're not quite finished yet, and you want to make sure that nothing goes out until everything's completely done, you can hit this button up here, and that will disable the entire campaign. So now, even though there are customers in it, and even though there are emails all set up in it, none of the emails will be sent out. Now your other option with these campaigns is you can disable individual emails. So this is especially useful between, say, the My Customer for Life campaign and the Holidays campaign up here. There are a couple of emails in those campaigns that are about, mostly changing your clocks is what they're about, that are duplicated between the two email campaigns. So all you need to do is we can say, here we are. How about thankfulness and don't forget? So this email reminds you, in addition to being thankful, it reminds you to, it's fall, so switch your clocks back, right? Yeah, fall, behind, right. So if you wanted to disable just this email so that the one from the other campaign goes out and not this one, so the customers don't get two, you can click on Actions and Disable. And now all the other emails in this campaign will run through normally, but this one will just be skipped. Now other options you have here is if we click on Actions and History, you get history of everything this email has done before. So we can see it's already gone out to a lot of different email addresses. The ones here, you can see who's opened them and who's actually clicked on the link in the email to go through to your website. So it keeps some metrics for you there. And also, you can modify individual emails. So if we click on this action button, we'll stick with our thankfulness email. Actions, edit. And now here, we can modify the email itself. So the main thing to keep in mind here is you get your full WYSIWYG editor, so you can modify it like you would any other email in the system. But if you do make any modifications to the system-built email campaigns like this, they will no longer be updated by us in the future. So what we do is, part of these being system campaigns, is every year when these need to be updated with new dates, or we want to add content to them, things like that, we actually manage these on our end and update them for everybody. But if you go in here and you make modifications, then our updates won't override the changes that you've made. So, that way we're not deleting any of your work, basically. So that's just something to keep in mind. So this is a good example of it, in that daylight savings time ends on Sunday, November 6, 2016. So if you went in here and modified this year, pretty soon we're going to update this for the new date in 2017. But if you've modified this, our update is not going to override your change. So yours won't be updated. Once you update it once, you'll have to go in and keep updating it manually to keep the dates up to date. So something worth knowing. All right. So the other thing you can do here, in addition to using our system campaigns and configuring those, is you can create your own custom campaigns. To do that, we just click on this Add New Campaign button up here at the top. We give it a name. My New Campaign. It's as good as any, right? There we go. Now these are sorted alphabetically, so we'll see right here's My New Campaign. Everything here works the same as the pre-existing campaigns, with one exception. With this, you have to create the emails or the actions that they perform, whereas the other ones, that part's done for you, so all you have to do is add customers and enable or disable individual emails. So if we go to New Email / Action, we can choose a new email or an action. An action will just add a calendar event for you on whatever date that you pick. So we'll kind of skip over that, but you can look at that if you want. And if we go to New Email, what we have here is email type. You can set that as interval or date. Interval is the interval based on the time that the customer was initially added to the campaign. So if we set this on interval and set this day on 30, that would mean once you add a customer to this campaign, it will send them this email 30 days later. So it staggers the emails that actually go out based on the date that the customers were added, if customers were added to the campaign on different dates. Now typically, you'll go by date on these, like with most of our campaign emails, or our My Customer for Life emails. They go out on specific dates each month. So we can set this, you can say every year. We'll say we want it to go out every February 14th is Valentine's Day, right? That sounds right. I'm going to go with that. Happy Valentine's Day. So there you go. You just fill in your subject, and then you have this full email WYSIWYG editor here. Customer name first will automatically fill in with the customer's first name. The lead signature will automatically fill in with your lead signature from your lead settings page. And you can fill out your content here however you'd like. You can insert pictures. You can insert a video, but we generally suggest not to for emails because email clients are twitchy about embedded video sometimes. You can add links in here, so you could create links back to your own page, or links to other pages with information on them if you want to send those out. And then once you have your email configured here the way you want it to be, you just go down to the bottom. You can save draft if you're not quite finished and you want to go back in and modify it later, or you can just hit publish. And there we are. So our email's been published. It'll send out every year on February 14th. It'll say Happy Valentine's Day. You can hit this send button to email a preview to yourself if you wanted to double check it. You can hit view, and that'll pop up in this window. So you'll actually see just a preview of it in the DeltaNet with an idea what it's going to look like. And even though we've published it, you still can go back in and edit it. So the difference between a draft and a published email is that if I were to save this as a draft, even if it hit this date and there were customers in this campaign, this email wouldn't send out because it would only see it as a draft. With it published, I can go back in and change it and publish the new version of it still, but if it hits February 14th and there's customers in this campaign, the email will send out. So that is the only real difference between a draft, draft won't send, and a published email will send. But that's the only difference. They're both still editable. And you would just click on Actions and back to Edit if you wanted to edit it. And there you are. Now the last thing in the email campaign system is once you've created your campaign, if you were to want to delete it, there's just this Delete Campaign button up here in the corner. Delete campaign, and there you go. It's all gone. It is worth noting that we don't have any tricks to get those back if you do delete them. So make sure that if you're deleting a campaign that you definitely want to delete it because we don't have a great way to get it back. Alrighty. So there you have it. That is the email campaign system in the DeltaNet 5. As always, if you have any questions on this or anything else, you can feel free to comment on the video or send us an email to support@deltagroup.com or give us a call, and we can help you out with anything you need. Have a great New Year's. Hope you had a great Christmas, and I will see you in 2017.